Where's Mrs. Bishop?
I don't know, somewhere. The hall is always so dark.
Oh.
Oh, good Lord.
I never did get used to this lift.
Such a shame she doesn't use it now.
No, she doesn't even come out of her room anymore.
Miss Carlyle, Mr. Winter, I'm so sorry.
It was important in choosing the location for this particular film. It is a big house. We used Rebecca as our guideline. We wanted, I think it is true to say for all of the films, Poirot is this huge character. He's eccentric. All the characters around in each of the films, they're very individual, quite big characters. They're written quite big, and in order to balance them out, we felt that we wanted to choose the big locations, that set them in so that these big characters feel more at home in it. The house inside Cyprus plays a major part. As I said, we used Rebecca as our guideline for it. We went out towards Henley-on-Thames in order to find the house. We filmed at a Sue Ryder home, which is this huge house. And because of the nature of the storyline, where there is a lift, which is very integral to the story, the house itself becomes a character. And we knew that it was important to select a location that allowed us the scale to build, because we couldn't find a house that had the lift. And so we built a lift. The lift was constructed at Pinewood. It was checked out that it worked, and then it was dismantled and it was taken over to Sue Ryder home and rebuilt in there. And so all the sound effects that we've added, but it was a full working lift. We couldn't put people in it because it wasn't secure enough for that, but we could have people just making the last sort of 2-foot landing or whatever. And so that was almost like a breathing apparatus for the house, the lift.
Hello?
Sorry, did I give you a fright?
We wanted dark wood. It needed to feel oppressive. It had to be somewhere that Eleanor wanted to inherit. She wanted to go there with Roddy. She felt that this was where their life was going to be together. And yet it was important that the house would have shadows, that you could feel. We wanted to create a sense of suspense, that there are shadows and movements that we've done with light. The DOP was, again, very integral to creating that. The house gives it to you, but if it's not lit correctly, then you don't get that sense of mystery and keeping things hidden. She's now about to see something which is going to change her life, wreck it forever, but she realises that the love of her life, who her aunt has told her to love but never to love too much, to always hold something back, but Eleanor hasn't. Eleanor adores this man, and she goes down this long dark hall and then is revealed that her boyfriend is having an affair.
Miss Carlyle? Miss Carlyle? Mrs. Wellman's been taken very bad. The doctor is called. You must come at once.
The moment is broken as the word comes down that her aunt is being taken ill, and she has to tear herself away, knowing that she really wants to look and to carry on, to confront what's going on there, but can't, and she has to go away. And then it's Roddy really in denial, not really wanting, and that I think just shows you how the relationship wasn't working. She did love him too much. He didn't love her back enough. And there is a sense of that right from the very beginning in the way the opening sequence is shot and how we edited the first scene where they're in the bedroom. And there is a moment where Roddy comes over to kiss Eleanor, and he looks down, but we wanted to be on Eleanor so that you can see her wanting more. And Elizabeth Dermot Walsh, who played this part beautifully with such emotion and such understanding. You can see her looking and wanting that bit more, but Roddy's kissed her and then he's walked away. And you can see, and just by holding on her shot as she sits on the bed, you know that he has the power within the relationship. He has that ultimate control.
If I go to France for 2 weeks, you could meet me in a 2K. And Mamma will be there by then, all very respectable, and we'll be back for the Astor's autumn ball. How about it? Eleanor?
Oh, it sounds perfect.
For Poirot and his understanding, he bumps into Eleanor after her aunt has died, after Roddy has gone away to have this sort of the affair of the heart with Kelly Riley. Poirot meets Eleanor walking very quietly in her black dress through the gardens, and he tells her that he understands.
I'm sure you've heard that my engagement is ended. I'm sure the whole village is talking about it.
Yes, of course, I was very sorry to hear it. If you permit, mademoiselle, I extend to you my utmost sympathy. I can understand the ache of the heart. It is a place very lonely.
Thank you.
You just know there has been a real contact between Poirot and this character, and you do have a sense that he empathises and he genuinely has felt this himself.
It is certainly hard when the accident of another person's return, of another person's beauty, suddenly destroys your life.
D'accord. But then a man who is swayed by such things is not likely to be constant. Is that not so?
No, that is not so. It's only her. Nobody else could have changed him. Nobody. Mary's destroyed everything. And I can't help it, Monsieur Poirot, but I wish so much that she was dead.
Eleanor Carlyle, a major part. She is the central character of this film, and to find her, we met, I would think, virtually every single female actress of the age that we could, and a lot of the people that we had met as well from Five Little Pigs, and all of those that we met again for The Hollow and again for this, because there is such a knot of good quality young actresses and actors that whilst the quality is there, you then cherry pick the ones that are absolutely right for that part. So we met Elizabeth, and she gave such an emotional reading when she came in for her audition. And we obviously video everything so that we can have a look at it, reflect on it, give it to executives for them to have a look. And just sitting in an office on the 14th floor of the tower at LWT, you actually had a lump in your throat when we did the giving of the ring scene back, when she says to Roddy, have it back, and she gets very emotional, and we did that, and I was reading in for Roddy, and just reading to her, it was just the power of the performance that came through.
You'd better take this back, Roddy. Will she marry you?
I don't know.
We wanted glamour, we wanted a big American film star look to this. And so getting costume and makeup involved, Elizabeth had pieces put into her hair and the curls and the very bright red lipstick, the makeup. And when I know she's an attractive woman. When I saw her the first day on location, when we were at the prison and Poirot comes in to have a chat with the character, I was absolutely stunned because she looked incredible, absolutely amazing, just beautiful. And the transformation of Elizabeth into Eleanor is, well, it was just fabulous what they achieved there.
Mademoiselle Carlyle, you are aware of how your silence it will be construed?
It is no matter.
In finding Roddy, again, we looked around. We met Rupert Penry-Jones, and we had shortlisted him right from the very beginning. We just couldn't think of anyone else that would play this part better, and he was absolutely right for it. But he at that time was in the theatre and had had his head shaved, and that's not very good for 1930s Agatha Christie. And so the dilemma there was how to create a look for him that would sell the character. And we knew it had to be a wig. And wigs for men are very tricky because you have the very short hairline, so as soon as they lean down, the wig lifts normally, and you've got partings and side sections of the hair that just don't stand up to scrutiny unless they're absolutely top-notch wigs. And so as soon as we'd agreed the deal with Rupert, we got him straight off to the wig makers, and they spent the best part of 3 weeks making this wig, handcrafting it.
Hardy, I decided to bring the letter after all. I want to show it to Dr. Lord.
Oh. You sure that's wise?
Yes. If anyone knows who sent it, he would.
But darling, it's so poisonous. Oh well. If you must, I still say you should burn it.
So Rupert had the quiff, the round, and this hair cut dead short in, and I think had an elegance to the character and a coolness that really played well against the Eleanor Carlisle character, who again is cool. She's a very centred character who was able, even in the depths of her despair about the breakdown of her relationship with Roddy, was able to still think of him, still to say, go away, go to France, take time out, see if you still feel the same way about this girl, and if you do, then you should marry her. And you know emotionally how much that would hurt a person, and I think that's what Eleanor, she brought to the character in Eleanor, that again I think a lot of women will understand the strength of her emotion and the strength of her character. It's a very real emotion that she portrayed for us in the character.
Take the fortnight in France. Clear your head. If you still feel the same after you're back, then that's the time to pursue it.
I didn't deserve you. Even as a friend. Sometimes it's all like a dream. As if I might wake up and find she wasn't there.
But she is there. Damn you, Mary.